Today's live stream on Crazed Performance Repair is going to be taking care of this VLOM underneath here. All I'm going to be doing is installing the VLOM plug. This little guy here I offered on my website, which is in the link in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and do that quick. First thing I need to do is go ahead and take this guy off of here. Obviously we got to get that out of the way. Now this particular vehicle, oh, a little engine noise, hang on. This particular vehicle, it had a DOD issue on cylinder 7, and I had the guy pull the push rods. It fixed itself on its way here as far as the lifter came released again. At least that's what I believe happened, because it was functioning when he got here. I put it back together to check all the valve train. Everything worked great. Since everything worked great, I put it all back together completely. I checked the plug. The plug was fouled because it was still misfiring. So I checked the plug, and when I saw that the plug was fouled, I replaced the plug, and it ran the way it should. So since it ran the way it should, I did the DOD delete in the tune. I just turned it off in the tune, and I decided let's go one step further just to make certain that this thing doesn't have a failure, and go ahead and throw my VLOM plug in here so no oil can travel into that VLOM area and collapse the lifter if, say, for some reason the system went ahead and shorted out a wire from a bad wiring issue. There is some goofy wiring in the back of this thing, so it is questionable. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to go ahead and fix this, or take care of this. And I have to unplug the oil sender first. Now, this is going to apply for the trucks too, but the trucks are going to be much more difficult. That's why I'm doing the video on this one. The trucks, the throttle is on the other end. So the throttle would be over here, the front of the vehicle. This is in the back. This would be next to the firewall on the truck. It's very, very hard to get to, especially when the plastic cover is still installed on the intake manifold. For ease of showing you guys on the video, I'm going to remove a couple components first to get them out of your way. One of the things I have to remove, just for the video, is this fuel line. I would not normally take this off for this car because it's not necessary. Of course, I'm going to get fuel everywhere. Ooh, I should almost have a rag for that. There we go. Alright. I made a hell of a mess, but I'll have to clean that up later. I'm going to disconnect the throttle here, and then I'll bring you guys in to see what I'm actually working with, because until this stuff's out of the way, it's kind of hard to see where I'm looking. Alright. See if I can get you guys close enough. Come on. This phone's too heavy. There we go. Stay. Alright, talking to the camera like it's a human being or something. Alright, so we have the oil sensor right here. You can remove them with a normal socket, but this socket is a special oil sensor socket because it's got kind of a goofy shape to the corners. So this is a 1 1/16, and it's specifically designed for these oil senders. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out quick. Oh, come on. Boy, it's tight. There it goes. Oh, jeez. That surprised the crap out of me. What in the world? I don't know why that thing just decided to spray a ton of fuel at me. But here's the oil sensor. We'll put that aside for now. Now I have to take the filter out of this deal. There's a screen inside there. And I have this special pick. This pick is what was one of these right here. This 90 degree. And I ground it down. I had to grind it down to make it purposeful for pulling a specific seal I had to do a long time ago. And I found out I'm finding all kinds of uses for it. So it works great for these because I can just put it in here and then pull that screen out. So I did poke a hole in the screen right here, but that's okay because this screen is getting tossed anyway when we install these plugs. Now, one thing I'm doing right now is I'm inspecting the screen. I'm looking at its condition. It's actually all very clean. Got a vehicle pulling up, hang on. One of those postal vehicles. God, those things sound terrible. They got an Iron Duke in them, by the way. If you know what that is, it's a little 2.5 GM. Anyway, so this screen here, it sits down on the bottom, and I always inspect it for how dirty it is, because that's a telltale sign of any issues that may have come up. Seeing how clean this is, it's either been replaced or the system is actually clean and it still failed with a clean oiling system, if that's the case. So now that is out of the way, and this deal here, there is a port inside here. You guys won't be able to see it, but the port is facing in that direction, the direction of the pick right now. So what I have to do is make sure that when I put this VLOM plug in, that I don't put this slot towards that port. I got to go as far away from that port as possible. I mean, it's got a wide range, so it's not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and this, when I make these, I set a taper on both sides so it can install both directions. So I'll drop it in there, and I'll drop it in with the slot away from that port. Quite a challenge. This is a tight space to get into down here, but the trucks, it's probably going to be easier to set it down in there by hand than this is, but it's going to be much harder to reach with tools. There we go. Now it's sitting up high because it has to be pressed down in there. So I have a socket here that fits the plug, but it's a little bit smaller than the plug is. That way I can go ahead and push it down there. So I'm going to take my little hammer and my socket here, and I'm going to pound that into the hole. That sounds terrible, but that's what I'm going to do here. Doesn't take much. There, bottomed out. It doesn't take much at all to get it in there because it's got that slot in it. It just kind of compresses and then fits perfectly. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the sensor put back in here. And by doing this VLOM plug, we are preventing any future problems with the system that may arise from some really weird scenario. The best thing to do would be to pull the VLOM all together, because if you do that, then you can go ahead and cut the gasket as well to prevent it from being able to build up any pressure. Your goal is to remove any oil from reaching the lifters, the big ports that are above those lifters. If oil pressure gets to those ports, those lifters will collapse, and if you have already had a failure, once they collapse, it will be failed again. It'll stay collapsed again. So we're going to go ahead and get all this installed. We'll start the car up. I think I have the keys on me. Okay, back you guys away here. Oh boy, this camera does not back away very well. All right, we'll fire it up. Make sure you got everything. Looks good. Now you'll notice that extended crank that it had. That extended crank is because I disconnected this fuel line, so it had to rebuild the fuel pressure in the fuel rail. Aside from that, you can see it's running nice and smooth now. It was running smooth before, obviously, but it wasn't running smooth before I got the vehicle here. So the guy had a big misfire, a dead miss on cylinder number 7. Everything's good to go now. I'll go ahead and come up to you guys quick, just see if you have any questions that are obvious or something I can quickly answer, but otherwise I'm not going to sit and hang out. So I'll shut this off, check the questions, and then I'll be out of here. Gotta check for leaks quick too, I suppose. No oil leak, tons of fuel everywhere, which is safe, right? Well, you can see all the GM background going on here. Let's see. There we are. Ooh, wow, way off. It is bright out here. You'll notice my squinting. Now let's see if we can get some questions here. I don't know how to do that. Ah, there we are. Top chat, live chat. Click on live chat. All right, looks like we're question free. So I will see you guys on another video. I'm going to be bringing a video for this one. I did do a little bit on it as far as trying to do the diagnostics and figuring out what's going on. So I gave you guys a quick overview, but I'm going to do a video on it as well as soon as I get around to the editing of it. But you can see I'm still doing live streams, so I'm still too busy to go ahead and do video editing. Wow, that was hard to spit out. So I guess I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.